Hey trackies, welcome back to another video here on TXT Track Time. Please remember to like the video and also subscribe to the channel. Now trackies, subscribing should be something that comes natural to you because you naturally gravitate towards TXT Track Time, right? So yeah, don't make me feel like I'm sticking you all up all the time, but I really do appreciate the support anyway. And yeah, another thing that I feel like I have to be sticking you up over is the likes. Come on, just hit the like button. Come on, get the video to at least 500 likes each time I drop a video. Trackies. Now, without further ado, oh, one more thing. Head on over to Instagram and follow there as well. The link is in the description. All right, now we can start the video. Now, news broke earlier today that Elaine Thompson Hira, shocking news, will be joining the elite training group trackies to be trained by Ronaldo Walcott. And everybody knows that Shelly-Ann Fraser Price is also being trained at elite performance. Now, this was shocking news, shocking for everybody, right? So clearly, trackies, there's a whole buck of hoopla right now as it relates to this particular decision by Ronaldo Walcott trackies. No, since then, it has now been further reported that even though Elaine Thompson Hera will be joining the Elite Performance Track Club, she will be separated from Shelly-Ann Fraser Price in terms of the training. So that is the latest information that has been coming out based on the current setup. Now, trackies, do not ask me how this will happen because I'm not a coach, trackies, but I've heard where coaches are able to train athletes in isolation time and time again. So again, he's an elite coach himself. So he will definitely know how to again get these athletes to their best individually in, their own as a separate isolated group there. So Chuck is I have no issues with that. And I'm not, harboring any thoughts that, oh, one is gonna get preferential treatment. No, I definitely do not think that because again, once Shelly-Ann Fraser Price succeeds, once Elaine Thompson Hero succeeds, that will make the coach only look so much more better, right? And clearly, more and more athletes will gravitate towards the club. And as I said earlier, this is a great, great business move. Now, check is another thing that I feel or my opinion on is that a lot of people are thinking that, okay, since, they're training separate, then clearly they have not really mended any fences. Personally, I do still hold the view that they have mended fences because, again, at some particular point in time, Elaine Thompson here and Shelly-Ann Fraser will have to cross paths, and it won't be like when all the cameras are on them and they have to smile for the camera and pretend that everything is good. No, it won't be something like that, right? So I definitely don't think that they'll be, crossing paths eventually and there'll be some awkward silence. I do believe that, in this decision that Ronaldo Walcott took, he did take into account Shelly-Ann Fraser Price because that's where he started. He started with Shelly-Ann Fraser Price, so I'm sure he is very considerate of her as well. He took that into consideration. So I definitely believe, some mending of the fences happened between Elaine Thompson Hera and Shelly-Ann Fraser Price for this deal, to go through the way it did. No, with that said, trackies, how do I actually feel about them being separated with training? Actually, trackies, my view may surprise you. Yeah, I actually agree with this setup. It may surprise you, as I said, but I definitely wholesomely 100% agree with this setup. Now, I know a lot of y'all say iron sharpens iron, but this view can be a double-edged sword, right? And we've seen, I believe, in the past when it comes to Shelly-Ann Fraser Price particularly, that this particular method is a double-edged sword. No, I did a video with my sister earlier on talking about which year was this? Was this 2021? I want to say in the latter part of the season, Shelly-Ann Fraser Price, I believe, I know, can't be 2021, maybe it was 2022, who knows. Yeah, but anyway, I did a video someplace on the channel, right? And I did a video talking about Shelly Fraser Price dodging Elaine Thompson Hera. And it wasn't just about Elaine Thompson Hera alone, but just athletes in general, and the type of athlete that Shelly is when you compare and the role she's played racing against these athletes. And more often than not, athletes have been able to gauge Shelly-Ann Fraser Price and get better because they have been running against her. Now, if we look at an Elaine Thompson here back in the day when they were both training at MVP, it seemed as though it didn't matter what Shelly-Ann Fraser Price, threw at Elaine Thompson Hera had a response. Now, I'm sure you all know Shelly-Ann Fraser Price eventually left MVP, and the reason allegedly back then was because, one wanted to be separated and the other didn't want to be separated. But I do believe that ultimately the decision was Stephen Francis' decision, and I think at the time his decision was, okay, we're not going to separate y'all. And as such, I believe Shelly-Ann Fraser Price was like, okay, and she packed her bags and left. Now, with that said, Trackies, clearly, in my opinion, and I've said in that video and I will say here, I believe that athletes, especially an athlete like Shelly-Ann Fraser Price, needs to hold her cards to her chest. Because if I know that you racing against me can assist you to that degree, why am I going to be racing against you? And you can clearly see when Shelly-Ann Fraser Price has been running, especially in these latter years, she literally picks and chooses the races that she goes in. She literally goes to the meets that doesn't quote unquote have another high profile athlete. It's not that she's scared of the athlete, right? But she knows that if she's in that race with that athlete, coach and athlete will sit down, rewatch the race and see, oh, or just being in the race, the athlete is able to feel literally it happening as it's going by. So Shelly-Ann Fraser Price gets out of the block, shoots off, and she's gone. They'll figure out exactly how it is to take down this athlete. So it's different from just watching it versus being in the moment, experience it racing against her, in my opinion. So with that said, clearly an athlete like Elaine Thompson here that has been around her for so many years has been able to, in my opinion, as I said, gauge Shelly-Ann Fraser Price the best. So this is my, recount of probably what happened, in the mending of the fences with Elaine Thompson and Shelly-Ann Fraser Price. Like, hey girl, we good? Yeah, we good. Right? So that's pretty much, in my opinion, how it went. And then Shelly's like, yeah, we good. But yeah, I'm still, that girl that wants to train by herself, train in isolation, because I know who you are, right? I know you're a master gauger and you've been able to gauge me over the years for my career time and time again. And I'm not going to allow you to do that because at the end of the day, I want to win, right? You want to win too. So yeah, I'll be over there and you can be over there. And they're like, okay, cool, no problem. Yeah, that's just, my, haphazard recount of, the situation. But again, Chuck, as I said, I see no problems with that. Shelly can't be losing because, as I said, at the end of the day, everybody racing against Shelly and Fraser Price, and I will not change my opinion, stands to benefit more than Shelly racing against them. Why? Because more often than not, Trackies, she will be leading. And, with the years of experience that she's garnered, what can they actually teach her? You know what I mean? So, as it relates to this particular setup, I think it's perfect for Shelly-Ann Fraser Price, and of course Elaine Thompson Hera. I think this is great as well. Not necessarily thrusted into, a setup with so many athletes. Let's kind of work her way in and see, if she's able to blend well into the situation. And again, I do believe that because this is the best coach that has come out of the whole MVP setup. So one, things were working out with Shaniki, then that went up in smoke. Now we have the next best thing, right? So as far as I'm concerned, it's not going to get any better in Jamaica because as you all know, Elite was off the tables for me. But since Elite is now on the table, I definitely think a lot of magic will happen in 2024 with Elaine Thompson here. And I do think the same for Shelly-Ann Fraser Price. And I see no issues with them training separately. Trackies, because again, they're both elite athletes, both going for glory. What else can you expect? I'm not going to show you my hand, and you can't expect me to want to show my hand to you. So by the time I line up with you, the race is done and dusted before we even start. Oh no, that's definitely not going to happen. So with that said, Trackies, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think about Shelly-Ann Fraser Price and Elaine Thompson Hera training separately? Like the video and of course subscribe. I'll catch you in your next one. Bye.